let's try this again. Let's just reset this whole thing. What? That does not seem legitimate at all. What's up, everybody? Asparagus with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on FTB Revelation. We are back in the bee area of our laboratory, and you might be seeing that I'm actually running this. I want to get some more cultivated drones, but you might be wondering what this block is. Kidding, you probably already know, especially since it comes up in the tooltip. So this is the Advanced Mutatron, which is essentially what we needed to take the mutagen and create new bees. Now, I don't really have a great combo here because I don't think any of these will actually work. Oh, no, it will. Okay, so you use these genetics labware, which are a little expensive. They're glass pane, but mainly the diamond is what's expensive, and it comes with 16, so it's not too bad. But when you place them in here, it'll list all the different options that said bee combination can be converted into, which is pretty cool. And if I clicked on this, then it would go through its process, use up the mutagen, and it would produce a new bee. Now, the problem here that I run into is well, actually, you know what? Let me see, if I take this automation out, then it shouldn't automatically convert this into a queen again. So that would actually give me a cultivated princess, and then I could use this common drone. I think. I don't know, because none of these are pristine stock, and this is. So I don't know if that'll matter or not, but let's go ahead and use these two. That makes a common. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, I'm gonna have to use this guy to make more common bees, I think. Anyways, but yeah, so that's how this works. This is how you would basically... these three essentially equate to a control system for what you would usually use the apiaries for. Oh, I got some cultivated drones. That might work. That could work in reverse. Okay. Let me go ahead, since the automated isn't in there, let's go ahead and let that guy go. So now, if we take the princess and we put the common, there we go. A student queen, that's a new one, but we can go to a diligent or a noble. So this is how you would mutate the bees, essentially. Now, one thing that's always been recommended in videos that I've seen is not to mutate past something you don't have the samples for to create your own species, which makes sense. But to do that, we need the other blocks. There's three of them. There's the sampler, where'd they go? Genetic sampler, genetic imprinter, and then genetic transposer. I believe you need all three of them. One of those you may not need. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you need the imprinter and the sampler, because the sampler, I believe, takes the sample, and the imprinter is what puts it onto a new bee species, I believe. And the transposer may be no, I don't remember what the transposer's for, but you do need it. Anyways, you might be wondering, hold on, last episode, we could barely make mutagen, right? Now we have a ton of it. What the heck happened? Very simple. I did what I set out to do in the last episode. I also did a little bit of a config file alteration to where we can actually use the uranium blocks, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Well, actually, I won't probably be explaining it too much unless everybody really wants to know. Like, yes, I've had problems with this in the past. So I've added doors here, and this leads to our mining portal, which I'm going to be doing a little bit of that in this episode as well, because I think I actually messed up with this, or at least didn't take it all the way to where it could be, because if I recall right, when we did a multiplayer server, Adrian Wannafly was the one that built our mining portals, and I believe there's a way you can configure them to where it's like it's day all the time and stuff like that, which I didn't end up doing. This leads down to our reactor. Reactor, you might be wondering. What kind of reactor? Well, if you think about it, I already told you in the last episode, but if you haven't, 1, 2, 3, Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my take on the thermoelectric generator reactor. It's not really my take. If by my take it means that basically I totally copied someone else's design, then yes, my take. I just used torches because I didn't have pumpkins and stuff laying around. These things are really weird, though. So, for those of you that don't know the way that they work, I think I explained this in the last episode, but you put a coolant on one side and a heat source on the other, and between the I don't know how the science, but how between, or I don't know the science behind how a thermoelectric generator would work, but essentially it comes from the difference in the coolant versus the heat source, and it creates power. So lava and water, if you put lava there and then you put water all around this, it would make, I think it's 15 or 16 RF per tick. I chose to use the blazing pyrotheum, which is a real big pain in the butt to work with. Let me just tell you. You might be wondering, why is there glass here? Well, the reason that there's torches everywhere and there's glass here is because pyrotheum can set fire to like anything adjacent to it, even though I tried to cover it with glass thinking that would seal it and it wouldn't do anything. No, it still does. So if I'll use this as an example. If I were to break this torch and there's nothing on this block, give it a minute and that'll light on fire. Luckily, it won't consume it or anything. And oddly enough, I suppose it's because of the leadstone flux cables that it won't light those on fire. But where this glass is, if I were to break that and it would just be water, it turns the water to stone and then lights the stone on fire, which is a really annoying eyesore. There we go. Yeah. So when I first put this down here, I put a block down, I went away, I grabbed some more stuff, I came back and like this whole room was on fire. And so it was a pain in the butt to work with this pyrotheum stuff. It's not fun. But the way this is set up, if I were to take the time to build more, I could actually scale this essentially infinitely, that you would just take everything you see here, you'd put another leadstone cable there, you put four more thermoelectric things, you put another bucket of the pyrotheum, put more water around, and you have a second layer, basically, which I intend to do as needed. But for now, I think it'll be a great source of power. As it stands, it already filled this up. I don't remember exactly. I think it's somewhere, well, let's see, quick math. These do about 30, give or take, per one because of the pyrotheum and water combo. If you want the absolute most, then you would use blazing pyrotheum and the gelid cryotheum, which was pointed out in the last episode. Gelid is actually a word. It's not just made up for the mod pack. It's a legit word. So you learn something every day. There, that's my educational note for the episode. Gelid is a word. Go look it up. There. Tell your friends and your family I'm an educational channel. But yeah, so this would basically scale up. Let's see though. The weird part with the cryotheum is it is a lot more expensive than water, obviously. And I think it produces one more RF. Like I think this setup is 31 and I think the cryotheum is 32. Woohoo. Yes, of course, eventually I'm going to do it because it looks way cooler. But for right now, it's unnecessary. But yeah, this layout I found in a video explaining kind of a thermoelectric reactor idea, and it works really well because every side, you only need one heat source, but then water being a cheap coolant is exposed to every side of at least one side of every one of the generators, which makes it really work well. And it's basically a plus sign, and there's 5 of them. So it's a plus sign in an X pattern, essentially, for the short version. And let me see if I can do this without dying. This could be tricky. Let me break... because there's a lot of lava in this area. So, like that. Oh crap, I need this back. Don't burn me. There we go. So, like I said, I'm not gonna do that. I was going to show you guys how the leadstone's laid out, but essentially what I did was there's 2 leadstone cables there that run straight, and then these go down and over and then up through the middle. So it would come down 3 blocks and go straight, and it connects up with these. This one does the same thing. And then they run through about here, and then these cross over and connect, and then in the center part it goes and connects to the leadstone energy cell, or energy cell. I guess they changed that. So yeah, it works pretty well. I think this generates, let's see, there should be about 20 of these thermoelectric generators. So 20 by 30, rough math, is it 600 RF per tick or 6,000? 600 RF, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm not always confident in my quick math when I just do the math in my head, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 600 RF per tick. So, between these 2 energy cells and that death generator combined, they're actually doing pretty good work in terms of power. This guy did bleed down the reactor one a little bit. This one was still 2 million, so it didn't move. The reactor one went down to about 1 million before the process was done or something like that. But yeah, I found out that there was a configuration file you can edit for the extreme reactors, or big reactors, I think it was. Or no, I take it back, it was Gendustry. You can add a recipe configuration file for Gendustry, and I got it offline. I basically just copy and pasted it, and just put it in the right spot. And then lo and behold, the uranium blocks will work. So what I showed you before of putting the yellowite and uranium into the smelter and casting it as a block, just stick the block in there and you get a ton. You get like a ton of the mutagen stuff. I think you get 9,000 actually, if my memory serves. All right. So with this, let's test this out a little bit. How do I want to do this? I don't think I have any more common princesses. I don't have... Alright, so let's go for Diligent, I think. Now, the one nice thing about this setup is where you really shouldn't mutate past what you have. Once you have one, though, if you're putting it in the industrial apiary, it won't mutate. It'll just keep recycling, which is cool, as far as I know. I don't know what'll happen if you have a mixed breed or something, or if it just never does, but... yeah, I wonder then if I should do a noble. Let's try that. So now we could put the automation upgrade back in. And we should be... Well, actually, let's take that back out because I want to see what combinations I can make with the drones. Oh, no, there we go. So noble, and we'll go ahead and put that back in. So noble and cultivated, you get majestic. Noble and majestic is imperial, blah, 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 blah. So that'll work out pretty good. Noble and diligent is an ancient, so that's something we can do. But so yeah, that's kind of how it'll work. Now, I do know the ignoble stock has a chance to die on their own, so that's something we have to pay attention to. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the setup now. I think this episode, since we have the reactor kind of set up and stuff, I did leave this just as a connection point in case I wanted to tie into this beforehand and go off that way or something like that. But since we have the reactor set up and the bees are doing okay, now it's a question of resources. There's 2 things, one of which I'm going to accomplish this episode, one of which I may not focus on. And I have to figure out which one I want to do, so you guys will find out in a minute. But I'm either going to work on creating the rest of these blocks, or I'm going to work on doing a quarry. I think I'm going to do a quarry first because it will make producing the rest of the materials for the Gendustry mod easier. So that's kind of my thought. Ooh, got a new kind of comb. I also have to move my apiarist chest down here at some point. We also can power this kind of stuff more. I need to fix my storage unit too. So I think the first thing we're going to do is maybe set up a quarry. Then I'm probably going to do, next episode might be focused on a storage unit, I think. How are we doing over here? I set this to unload what was in the tome, because I want to fill it up some more. And eventually I'll end up using that to Eventually I'll end up using this to enchant stuff, which will be fun. So yeah, let me go work on some other stuff for the quarry and see if I can figure out what I need to do all of that. Okay, so I have a plan. It's not a particularly good one, but it is a plan. So we're going to see how it works. I've stolen the culinary generator because I cannot, for the life of me, find any kind of interdimensional power transfer. If you guys know of one, let me know, because it would be super helpful. But I thought about taking the bioreactor, but then I realized I need the bioreactor, whatever the dynamo is, the aqueous accumulator, I need buckets of water, I need seeds, and it was just like, let's just grab the culinary generator for now, see what happens. And I was gonna make a big chest, right, to store things, and one of the videos that I watched used a diamond chest, and I was like, I don't have enough diamond. And then I googled how much the diamond chest actually stores, and I realized that the small crate, which is comprised entirely out of wood, has a little bit more space than the diamond storage chest, which I thought, well, that's silly. Then I thought, why not make a medium one, right? So what I need here, I don't know why, it looks like the UI has a bit of a frame rate issue going on. When I'm out here, it's fine. That's kind of odd. It is dropping. Something in this is slowing down my UI. Weird. That's really weird. Alright. So let's do... Let's see, that should be output. And then we'll grab this guy, which is the atomic resonator. Oh, it holds its power. Nice. This time, instead of a pressure plate, we're just going to use a button to make it work. But the medium... Oh crap, I need more planks? I didn't realize that. Oh well, whatever. I'll go get it in a second. But the medium storage crate, it requires these void crystals, which is, or void crystal blocks, which essentially, short version, can be made with coal. And so I have 9 here. I'm going to make 4 coal blocks, chuck them down, and zap them. And essentially make 4 of these. So, or actually, let's do it this way, and then boink! Boom. Nice. Alright, so now I need to go grab wood. Okay, so here we are in the mining world. Now, it was mentioned to me that you're supposed to be able to customize the mining world to where, like, it has different attributes, it's not so stony. I can't find anything, though. I don't know how that's done. So if you guys know how to do that, let me know. For example, I went to this, what is it, Aroma 1997. So this is the only 3 blocks that are in this mod, and the dimension changer is essentially a handheld portal, according to the wiki. So in this mod pack, unless there's another mod that is used in conjunction, I can't find how to do that. I also realized whether it was the coal or the atomic reassembly, whatever it was, the frame rate in the UI has cleared up, so that's kind of odd. Alright, so now we're going to do like this. We're going to put the small crate in the middle and then take the void coal, whatever, crystal blocks. Boom. Medium storage tank. Or a storage crate. Why does that look smaller? Oh, it has 2 whole pages of them. Good lord. Alright, well that'll do. Okay, so now to actually set this thing up. So we have our builder. I'm just going to place it over here, just so that we're not really close to damaging anything. So there's all this stuff, right? Oh, we've got a UI chugger here. It does have it set for the builder in the southwest corner. Okay, cool. Now, I'm going to set... Let's just put that here, and we'll connect it like that. For now, let's just set its redstone pulse. And then we're going to... Well, actually, let me grab this and then we'll just let this charge up for a little bit. Now, this is not the best option. That's why I said if you guys have a better one, let me know. The solar panels, I just didn't have enough infrastructure for. The only one that I probably could have pulled off is the actually additions one. But it's a lot of little stuff. Like I need to build in it, I need to do this, which I need an empower, which I need this, which I need that. And it was just a lot of little things that I was like, screw it. We're just going to borrow this for now and see what happens. It's probably not nearly enough, but you know. So first thing is, let's see, this is a little tricky. Which way am I facing? Okay, so crap, I actually, let's just grab, wait. Why can I not do that? All right, is it this one? I can't remember the button for, chunk loading. My server setting? No? I'll figure it out. It is important to, from everything I read, to make sure this chunk is loaded, though. You do want to make sure that you have the chunk loaded. Once I figure out how to do that. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. But I'll work on that in a minute. So, what we need to do is set the card up. So we right-click, and now let's go ahead and set this for a stupid amount. Nope, not 512. Wait, what? That was weird. Can they do 512? I thought they could only do 256. Let's start with 256. Let's see where that goes. Now, I don't need any of these, so I am going to mark them. Really? Endstone? And then set, apparently if you set the ore dictionary, then you won't get stuff like andesite and granite and all that stuff, so that's fine. So basically this will just cut out all the fluff, because we don't need that. Alright. So now, let's see, we click this in. I hope I'm doing this right. So we have our card there. And if we do this, it's supposed to bring up, I don't know if it'll work with the shaders or not, because it's supposed to bring up a screen or a some kind of overlay to show you. Oh, there it is. It's just taking time to build. So obviously this is not what we want because it's way up high and all that kind of stuff. So we're on the 70th level, it looks like. So we can set this to, I guess, south. I said we can set this. Why is it not setting? Click to open the card UI. If the operation is not possible, wait in the current position. You're supposed to be able to click these. It's disabling it when I put the card in. That's weird. That's really weird. Alright, let's, whoa! Okay. Not sure what's going on there. This doesn't look right, though. Ah, crap. I gotta wait for daylight now since I can't sleep here, which is stupid. Alrighty, so we're still here in the dark, but I was tinkering with this and I got it to work. I don't really know how. Because I still can't select it here, but when I put the card in, then when I hit show, now it's showing up correctly. So I'm not really sure what happened, but it's working now, I guess. So the only thing I want to do, turn that off, oh, I guess it's highlighting what I can use this block on. That's weird. That's apparently what that glowing's from. Let's see. Which one is it that I need to adjust? Is it this one? Or this? I think it's this one. I think it's... I don't remember how this is set up. Let's just try it. So it's 128 otherwise. Let's try 70. Because what I want to do is bring this lower. So if we turn that on now... It didn't really go anywhere, actually. That's interesting. So that must not have been the right one, because otherwise it would have gone down. So this was 128. So let's try 70 in this slot here. It would make sense because that is how the coordinates are set up, but, you know. Dang nabbit. Why aren't you... Oh. It reset it somehow. That's not right. Hold on. Let me try it from here. Okay. And now reset that maybe? Or turn that off and now do it again. Okay. Nope, that is not the right number. I'm very confused. So this is 129. So it should have been, maybe it's this one? That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right at all. Oh boy, we got quite a few hostiles showing up here. That's not good. That is not the right number either. What the heck is going on? Alright, so this was, what, negative 127, I think? So it's got to be this one. But then I don't know why it's not, going down. Because it shouldn't be that high up in the air, I don't think. Unless it's... Let's try 0. See what happens. See if we're doing anything at all with this. I don't... Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna have to work on this in the morning. So, it's highly possible. It's highly possible that I may be an idiot. Alright, so, I put the chest up here and all this kind of stuff, but let me introduce the error of my ways. Alright, so we throw this up here, we got a big box, right? Shocking. Until I realize this is set up to be the southwest corner, not the northwest corner. So let's take that back out, set this to northwest, now put the chip thing in, turn this on, and I bet you it's still going to do the same thing. Hold on. Let me clear this. Let's put like zeros. No, not that many zeros. Okay. Now, if I put this in here, it ought to... Alright, now what do we get? There we go! That's better. Actually, with the shaders, that looks kind of cool. I think it's because it's raining out, so everything looks like water. Oh! Oh, this is actually like an interactable thing. Oh, that's weird. Alright, well, whatever. That's cool. So now what I actually wanted to do was let's lower this by 1. And then that should drop it below the ground level so we don't waste a whole lot of time on this. If I did it right, I don't know what that's doing because it's not affecting it at all, it seems. So let's turn that off. I said turn that off. What in the world is happening right now? I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure that this should actually be solid. Here, let's take that out. This thing is like legitimately hung up. It can't... Alright, let's try this again. Let's just reset this whole thing. What? That does not seem legitimate at all. You should not be able to mine this. I don't know what that is. I'm scared now. I'm wondering if it's just kind of like hung up or something. Alright, so we have that set. With these set up, let's turn this on and see. We should be getting a colored block down in there, but I'm not seeing anything. Oh, and it's still doing it. Whatever. I don't care at this point, to be honest. I wonder if I went higher? Would that help? No, that made it worse. Okay. So they may have changed it to where the support block is just going to be down on this level no matter what, because the offset doesn't seem to be fixing things, which it should. Alright, there we go. That's a support block. So let's turn that off. I don't know why this stuff is here. I feel very scared that it's here, because it shouldn't be here. And then when I turn that on, there we go. That's what we're looking for. So that it's actually there. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before where you can actually mine this crap. I'm scared. Alright, so now that we have everything set up, I apologize if that was very confusing. It was confusing for me as well. Because in all the videos, everything made it sound like, oh yeah, you just throw it in here and just do it, and it just was not working. And that one went away when I turned it off. I don't know what the heck this thing's problem is, but whatever. We're gonna see. I'm kind of freaking out, though. So let's go ahead and plunk this down. Woo! Ooh! Oh, it eats power. I don't know about this. Like, it says base cost is 300 RF per tick. We've eliminated all the useless blocks, so it shouldn't have to mine a whole lot. I don't know. I don't think this generator's going to cut it, but whatever. Let's turn off to activate, or ignore. Let's do ignore. And then press reset current level is, let's just start it. Woo! Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It got a lot of stuff quick. I have no idea if this thing can keep up or not. But I'm going to hang out here for a minute and see what happens. But I'm kind of... What does this say? Not enough power. Chunk. Progress level 69. Chunk 0 of 289. Woo! Mode normal quarry. And you can do different cards like this. Actually, I don't even think I showed you guys the cards. How dare I? So this is the shape card that I used. Most of this is all normal, then you just need a shape card, which is also normal. And that goes into the builder, which is this guy right here. Pretty simple, actually. It's an ender pearl, bricks, redstone. The machine is just some gold. Like, you could actually build this really early. It's just the power thing that would be a problem. So there is that. But, I figured out the chunk thing as well, by the way. So when I go into, where is it? FTB utility? No, that wasn't it. Nope. Sidebar settings. Here we go. I had claim chunks disabled, so I turned that back on. Then I get this option. I went in here. I found the one I was standing in, and I clicked it to claim it, and I shift left clicked to chunk load it. So in theory, once I leave, this is still going to be loaded. Hence, when it comes up with a 9U88's team right here, that means it's in my chunk that I claimed, and out here's wilderness. So, so yeah, it should be working. I mean, it is working. Ooh, ooh, copper. And I'm actually surprised that this is holding up fairly decently, to be honest. It's doing better than I thought it would, though I don't know how slow this is having to operate because of it. So, but like I said, if you guys can think of anything for dimensional power where I can use my reactor power, that would be awesome. But this pack is fairly new to me, and in all of my exploration, there's no like Ender IO or Tesseracts or anything like that, so it was a little frustrating because I was kind of like, I don't actually know anything that's going to work for an interdimensional transportation type thing. But so yeah, I could always bring the bioreactor and stuff over here. I really just didn't feel like messing around with it. I'd been recording all day, not on Feed the Beast, but just in general. I had been working on a bunch of other episode stuff, so I was kind of getting tired, and I didn't feel like dismantling all that stuff and trying to preserve the biofuel and dump it into a tank and all that crap. So I just figured we'd test it with the culinary generator, which is actually doing pretty good. But if you guys can think of anything else that would be better, do let me know. And we'll maybe implement that in the next episode. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap up this episode here. Like I said, leave your suggestions and everything in the comments and whatnot. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and, you know, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon, basically any other things YouTube decides to do so that you can see when I make new videos and stuff. If you'd like to support the channel, please be sure to check out my new Patreon page. It's not really new, I just overhauled it quite a bit. So yeah, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.